Sam. What kind of name is Sam? Sorry. Hey guys, so this week I've been playing Modern Warfare 3. Oh my god, it's finally out. Apparently it's the biggest game ever made. Most anticipated game ever in the history of ever. Never ever ever is going to be a bigger game until the next Call of Duty game comes out next year. But anyways, Modern Warfare 3, is it any good? Well, I've been playing it, so I am the perfect person to tell you my opinion of Modern Warfare 3. There's been a lot of talk about how Modern Warfare 3 is like the most anticipated game ever and has the biggest entertainment launch ever! It's very clear that Activision is kicking the hype machine into full gear with this game, and a lot of people are really excited for it. I can't exactly say that I've been one of those people who's super excited for this game and needs it right now, because other games like Skyrim have really been drawing my attention. I really fell in love with Modern Warfare 2 when that came out, but Call of Duty Black Ops, even though it was done by a different studio, kinda didn't hit me quite as hard as I thought it was gonna. And with all the news about Infinity Ward's like leading guys leaving and people quitting and being fired and other studios having to come in and finish up work on it, really made me question how good this game was gonna be. But I tried to keep an open mind as I plopped the game into my Xbox and started it up. Modern Warfare 2 ended with this real big cliffhanger that like, oh, what do you mean you're stopping now? And I wanted more, which is kind of a good thing. And Modern Warfare 3 picks up right where the last game left off. Gone are all the tutorial things where you're sitting there shooting at targets and they're teaching you how to shoot and all that stuff. Modern Warfare 3 dropped you right into the action. After a short little prologue thing where you kind of catch up on some of the characters, you jump right into the action. You're right in New York City fighting the Russians that are invading and doing stuff and learning how to shoot as you go. The game drops you right into the Michael Bay-esque action movie that the Modern Warfare franchise offers. You start off fighting in the streets of New York, and then you're on a submarine, and then you go to France, and then there's all this stuff that explodes, and then you're in England for a while, and then you go to Germany, Somalia, Siberia, all kinds of crazy cool locations. The game tries really hard to step it up beyond what you did in Modern Warfare 2 and try to make the action that much cooler and that much more epic, which honestly is a little hard because Modern Warfare 2 hit such a high peak. There are some actually really cool set-piece moments scattered throughout the game, but overall I think it doesn't quite hit the same level that Modern Warfare 2 did because it was all new in Modern Warfare 2. They're kind of trying to top themselves and it's really hard, but it's still incredibly fun. The shooting is just as solid as it's been in the previous games, and it's got new weapons and new little things that you do throughout it, and it's just a slight step above, but in terms of the action, I think it might be a little bit of a step down. Some of that might have to do with the fact that it seems like they've exhausted all their ideas with the franchise. This game does kind of feel at some points as a greatest hits of the previous Call of Duty games. One of my favorite missions in Call of Duty 4 was sneaking through Chernobyl to snipe that guy and trying to be really quiet and stealthy, and that was great, but you do that like 3 or 4 times in this game. And once again you take control of an airplane and you do air support for the guys on the ground, but it's no different than when I did it in COD 4. It just feels like a lot of these moments are repeats, the greatest hits of things I've already done. They're still fun, but it's nothing new. I mean, after the 7th time my character's woken up from an explosion and is staring at his hands for a few minutes as his ears ring, it loses its impact. I hate this. Ow. I got hair in my mouth. But let's be honest, as fun as the campaigns in these games are, it's all about the multiplayer. And as much as I loved Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer, it felt like just more of the same from COD 4, whereas this in Modern Warfare 3 feels like the next iteration. Obviously with the multiplayer they added a bunch of new guns and all this awesome stuff that you can use to kill your friends with. But they've also taken the time to change a lot of the aspects to make them more fun or just slightly different. They've added new gameplay modes, like there's a team deathmatch mode called Kill Confirmed where you not only have to kill the guy but then you have to grab his dog tags in order to get the points for killing him. And they've changed up the kill streaks a little bit by changing it into 2 categories, assault and support. If you go with the assault route, it'll feel pretty much like it did before. You get kills in a row and stuff, and you get your UAV and your gunships and stuff, and if you die, you gotta start all over. But if you choose support, you actually keep your kills past death, so you can rack up kills and die and not lose those points towards getting your cool stuff. But if you're going support, you don't get like gunships and all that stuff. You get support things, like you can get bulletproof vests for your friends and just more support style, kill streaks. These, along with a number of smaller changes throughout it, really enhance the multiplayer, change it up, and make it just not more of the same. It's not more Modern Warfare 2, but it's enough of the same stuff that you'll just step in and be like, oh wow, they changed enough stuff to make it interesting. So there you have it. Modern Warfare 3, amazing! The single player not quite as good as the last game, but the multiplayer makes up for it, making it probably one of the top military shooters out there. If you're a fan of military shooters, oh my god, get it. If you're not, I don't know, there's plenty of other games. I got Skyrim coming out next week's video, so wait for my opinion of that. But my opinion of this, oh my god, it's really good. I love it. I absolutely love it, and I suggest that you go out and get it.